my darlings, and welcome back to the same house 5 decades. Last time we redeveloped the 1890s house into a 1920s house, and we went a little bit over the top with some Art Deco vibes throughout the whole place. Today we're fast forwarding 20 years to the 1940s. So during this time, obviously the UK was heavily in war with Germany in the midst of World War II. So a lot of the things were kind of stripped back. They were a lot less glamorous, you could say. There was rationing and stuff going on. It was a very dark time in our history. It really was. And it kind of reflects that in what we're going to be doing today. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over and we're going to furnish each of the rooms in a kind of 1940s style. I've got some ideas and I've already developed the house a little bit more, including next door's house that is no longer there. More on that at 12. And we're going to go through and just redevelop this house into something lovely that will kind of reflect the 1940s period. So that's it. Nothing more to be said. Let's get on over and let's start renovating. You can use my code BUMPKIN at checkout on the EA app or at sims.com. I receive a small commission from your purchase and you greatly support me and the channel. Thank you so much. And so here we are back at the house. That is the only one remaining because obviously you can see the other house is no longer with us. There was a raid, there was an air raid, and that house plus the people inside were actually sadly casualties as well. So that is the storyline with this. One of you had that same idea as me and I loved it. And I was just like, you are thinking just like me, my darling. I think it would be the best thing to do and make this house no longer with us. So what I've done is just made it look like there is a complete and utter bomb site, really. The door's off the hinges. The tree that was once there is now dead. The chimney is on the floor. And this house is just in a massive disarray. A bomb site, you could say. Yes, indeed. And this is the couple. This is still the same couple from the 20s, but I've kind of aged them up to make them look like they're probably in their 40s, really. And I reckon they had their children, which are now kind of teenagers over the age of 18. So they are obviously at war. Much like the dad as well. Maybe he's home on a bit of leave now. So that's why he's here. And the mum's got the lovely little 1940s kind of style going on, which I'm absolutely thriving with. Love this hair, by the way. Absolutely love it. And this is the house. I've not really touched the outside as much. We're going to be doing that all together. What I've done is just got rid of all of the 1920s stuff inside and brought the house to the 1940s with uses of wallpapers and things like that. That's exactly what we've done. Same with the back garden area as well. I've not touched the back garden area. We're going to be doing all of that today. We're going to be extending this garden out longer, and I'm going to be putting in an Anderson shelter, which was air raid shelter, and also maybe some of it like a greenhouse with no glass in the greenhouse that they could grow their own produce with. You know, I think that would be a nice vibe to do out here. Inside, the layout is completely the same, but you can obviously see I've picked different wallpapers now, including some linoleum flooring, or lino, as we like to call it in the UK. Everywhere, all over the house, apart from the bedrooms. I've just kept like the original carpet in the bedrooms upstairs. This was a very big thing in the 1940s. They just covered everything in lino, and that makes me really, really sad because we all know what the floor's like underneath of here. They went to town with it. They really did. So I thought that was nice to reflect it in this place. I also changed out the fireplaces just for something a little bit more fitting for the era. They would still heavily use fireplaces in the 1940s. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing, especially in this kind of like family living in this kind of house. It would have been a thing. But the layout is completely the same, and we're probably going to be keeping it exactly the same until we get to next time, which is going to be 1960s, 1970s. I'm going to do kind of two eras in one next time, just so we can have a little bit of fun with the decor. And I'm going to probably try and make 2 bedrooms as well in the 1960s ones. But for now, we're just going to keep it as it is. And we're going to make this look like it could belong to 2 teenage boys, you know, 2 teenage boys living in here and this bedroom here. I also kept some of the furniture pieces as well. Maybe just some like heirlooms that they could like hand down. But everything else was just like not fitting with the era. So that is what we're doing today. That is indeed what we're doing. So we're just going to crack on, to be honest with you. Now, first things first. we're going to be getting rid of all of these iron pieces, all of the iron gates. Now, I know that they, like, scrap iron was a thing. They had to, like, give up their fences and their gates and stuff so it could help with the war effort. They were, you know, building things that were made out of that stuff. I'm going to get rid of it over here as well. Actually, it doesn't make sense it being there. And that's how they went about it, really. They really did. I'm going to get rid of the flowers as well. Everything was just a little bit less decorative. They still made the best of things. They had to in this kind of like time period, but we're just going to strip it all the way back, really. And kind of reflect on maybe the feelings of everybody in this era, because I can't imagine what it would have been like. I really couldn't. And we're taught about it so much in schools and stuff, but that's only one thing, isn't it? You know, we're going to we're going to keep this, and we're going to get rid of all of this pond. This pond is going, so I'm going to get rid of all of this greenery, including the water, and I'm going to extend out the size of the garden as well. This iron fence would be gone too. Let's get rid of all of that. Let's get rid of this water, and I'm just going to extend out the size of the garden right to the end, so we've got a nice bit of room there. And I'm going to bring that all the way up, tuck you in as well, my love, and I'm going to bring this wall up here as well, just to bring it through there. Why is it doing that? Okay, well, there we go. That's that done. Let's get rid of this big divot. There we go. That's all flattened out lovely. I think the Anderson shelter would probably work better at the end of the garden. So what I'm going to do a little bit of basement building here. And we're going to go down into the basement, because the Anderson shelters were half covered with like earth and stuff. So it might not look exactly like I want it to, because Sims, but I'm going to try and get it looking as near to an Anderson shelter as we possibly can. So I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to open up this area here, I think, so we can get some stairs in there. Let's go to there. Yeah, we've got enough room there to be able to put a greenhouse in. I was just wondering about that then. I think that would work. Now, I don't think stairs are going to fit down here, and I don't want to make them any wider either. I think what I'm going to do is a ladder. Now, this is not realistic, really, but I'm going to, just so they can get down there, I'm going to do a ladder. And I'm just going to do a very simple wooden ladder and put it down maybe around there like this, just so they have got an area to get down to this Anderson shelter. What I'm going to do is we're going to get a roof piece on the ground. We're going to tuck in all flaps, all of these, bring this down to here, bring you right down, my love, and then I'm going to round you off at the top like this, and bring you down to around about there. Let's have a little look at that. Yes, I think that could work. And then with the roof texture, I think we should do this one in the grey. Yes, I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to put on a grey trim as well, something that's very nondescript, much like that. And then the exact same kind of texture on the outside with this as well. So I'll do that like that. Yes, let's get that grid off now. I think that could work. And then I think what I'm going to do is just make it look like that this is soil here, you know? Same with the floor down here as well. They wouldn't have been fancy. They wouldn't have been able to be fancy. So let's get some soil down at that point there too. And also I changed the colour of the ladder. That just wasn't working for me. Okay, yes. Some kind of door on the front. I don't know what door to use. I mean, I don't know if they would have had glass in the door. I don't think they would have. That wouldn't make sense. So I'm just going to do something very, very plain, I think, like this. Maybe something that looks a little bit older, actually. So they've kind of reused it from somewhere as a door, you know? Yeah, this one here. But I want to darken that down as well to that kind of tone. Yes, I think that would work. And what I'm going to do is grab these dirt piles that I've used. And I think, can I just make it look like that this is kind of buried a little bit more? I mean, that's not great, but it kind of works. Especially if I like whiffle them in a little bit more like this. And then like just drag the edges around like that. I mean, this would have all been covered in earth, but I just know what The Sims is going to be like trying to like loop these up. It would just look shit. It really would. So I'm not going to do that. But we can just imagine that that's kind of like got earth over the top of it. And there's your little shelter down there, darlings, to be honest. Let's get this. Wrap that soil around there. And we're going to go ahead and put this in here as well. Don't know what flooring they would have had. Maybe just some kind of concrete. Maybe they would have poured concrete down here to like make it really like, you know, robust. Maybe we'll do the same thing with the ceiling as well and put the concrete on top of the ceiling too. Okay, well, we've got the rough area, that Anderson shelter there now, haven't we? So that kind of fits in the bill. I think what I'm going to do is drag... Oh, not you, love. I'm going to drag you all the way down to around about there. Oh, why is it doing that? Oh, there we go. And I'm just going to move this gate just one, like this, just so we've got that area there as well. I'm going to get rid of these now because I do want to do a little greenhouse, so I'm not going to have those little planters, I don't think. Now, the greenhouse is probably not going to be massive. I mean, we could make it around about that big, actually, which isn't too bad at all. It is medium height wall, so it is very much too big, but I'm doing that anyway. And I mean, this would have been made out of wood. It really would have been. But again, I want the wood to look a little bit worn as well, maybe. Yeah, something like that. We'll get a roof piece on top of here as well. And I'm going to use this texture here. Now, glass, I'm unsure if they would have had a glass greenhouse because things were often, you know, not surviving blasts and stuff. And glass is not a great thing. But I'm still going to put it up there anyway, just for, you know, purposes. And I'm just going to make the grass look a little bit battered. So maybe, again, that could have been recycled from somewhere. Who knows? I'm going to get a little trim on it like this. And then with the actual windows itself, I'm still going to use the short height windows, I think. But I'm going to use the netty kind of ones, you know, these ones here, rather than the glass pieces. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm going to pop these in. Do I want to put them on the back here? I'm going to do it anyway. It's fine. We'll do that anyway. Same over here, my love. All the way there. Flop you to about there. Stunning bit of work. And then I want to put a door on the front here too. And I'm just going to do a little vent like this. I'm not going to do one with like a propeller or anything in it. I'm just going to put a simple one down either side. Just so it kind of looks like it could, you know, act as that. Act as a vent. And then here... I might even put the same brick as what we've got out there and here. That wouldn't make sense, really. They would probably have to just make do with whatever they've got. So maybe just some, like, rough stone pieces like that would work. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. That's fine. And I think what I am going to do, though, is just finish off the edges of this with the same stone that we've got going on. I'm just going to bring it all the way down. Just so it's like a backyard area now. This all looks a bit wrong though. I didn't even realize what I did here with the brick. Look, why is it not allowing me to do that here? Why is this game just, you know, never working properly? That's what I would like to know. Always got to find a workaround for everything, don't we, loves? Right, there we go. That should be better. Yes, there we go. Oh, she's stunning. She's gorgeous. Still going to leave the clothesline. I think I'll leave the clothesline where it is, actually. This garden would have been utilized for important things anyway, like growing food and staying protected rather than decorative items, you know. So I think that's the route I want to go down with that. All right, I'm happy with how this is looking. What I do want to bring out is I want to get out some of those planters in here, and I'm just going to use, well, maybe even these. I've not used these yet. These are from Max 20. These could work actually, couldn't they? Yeah, I'm going to bring these out. I'm going to flop 4 on each side, just so they've got some areas to grow bits and bobs in, you know, potatoes, carrots, that kind of stuff. Stuff that would keep them alive, to be honest with you. Yeah, I am going to get rid of these windows over there, though. It was just, that wasn't working for me. It really wasn't. Do I want to brick it up as well? Would that be stupid? No, we'll get rid of that. We'll keep it like that. Okay, yeah, that's a bit better. So what I'm going to do is pull out all the bits and bobs I need for this back garden area, including what I want to put in the Anderson shelter as well. And I think that is just the way that I want this back garden to look. I really do. And then we'll come on and do a bit more to the front of the house. There's not going to be much going on here, but I probably want to make this tree look a little bit bigger and whatnot, like go down the route of it's like gone in time a little bit, you know. So that's what I'm going to do. So here we are first with the Anderson shelter. I'm going to add in some benches because benches were often used as a bench, but they were also doubled up as somewhere for people to sleep as well. So I think I'm just going to add in maybe 2 or 3. I've put 2 in for now, but I think we could get another one in somewhere, including some blankets. Blankets were very important as well. So I'm going to add in some blankets here. Another thing was very important was a table. So I've just put in a nice little table and chairs with also a radio on top of it as well. Obviously, they would need a radio to keep up with the news and stuff to make sure everything was safe. So we're going to pop that down there too. Some storage for some food, all of that good stuff. I'm going to pop this actually over here for now because I'm going to try and squeeze in another bench in here. I did not test this out, but we're going to do it together and just get in another bench right by the side of it. And also another blanket as well. Let's get a blanket in and just cover that bit there like that. Yes. And then we can put the storage here. Just like this. This would have like food in, first aid kits, that kind of stuff, I would imagine. And a bookcase. We're going to flop a bookcase in just with a few books up on it too. And also maybe some board games. They could have been down here for ages. So I think having a few little board games and stuff to keep them entertained would look very nice. Including some photos and stuff. I don't know if Polaroids were out in the 1940s. I don't think they were. Can't remember, so I'm just going to pretend that these are photos anyway. We're going to do that, and just a few posters. Maybe the kids like have to get a few of their school lessons and stuff down here, so they bring someone to teach them. And then I'm going to do like a chemical toilet, so maybe they would put some kind of chemical in a pot and just have that in the corner of the room if they were desperate, you know, and they needed to go to the toilet. They've got somewhere to do it kind of safe there. So it's kind of simple, but again, we are in simple living times in this period. But so I think that's perfect, actually. I think that's going to really, really work as a lovely Anderson shelter. And I also extended out the size of it as well, just made it a little bit bigger. So we've only got this kind of entrance coming in here now. And that is how I'm vibing. I'm not going to do anything else in the garden area at all. As I said, things were limited, so I'm going to keep it as it is for now. But what I am going to do is just come through to the front and just do a few little details here and there, like tree. I might even make the hedge a little bit bigger and stuff as well. I think that's what I want to do. But very subtle changes before we make our way into the interiors and make a start on the living area. Right, so first thing is first, I think what I'm going to do is just size this tree up with the tool mod, just to make it look like it's subtly grown. No, I haven't replaced my tool mod yet. Thank you, you can leave me alone. I'm going to size it up to a 1.3, just to make it look a little bit... No, I don't want you over there, love. Go back where you were. Stop being a bitch. I think that's going to be fine. Yes, indeed. That tree has grown exponentially since those times. And with this hedge as well, I think I want to do the same thing, you know. And I might even make it look like they've planted it around this way as well. Maybe they've got nosy neighbours over here that they were like trying to like block out. So I'm going to size these up as well. I don't know what size I'm going to do them just yet, so let's do it. 1.4 seems to be the one that I'm going for here. So I'm going to make sure that these are all in line still. Wrap them around there like that. And I'm just going to flop that other one in like that as well. That hedge has kind of grown a little bit bigger. Yep, I'm vibing with that. Yeah, you can also see I changed the colour of the door as well. I did that before we started. Now, I've had a thought here with the windows. We're still going to use the same windows. We're going to use our imaginations on these windows, though. What these are, they used to tape their windows a lot in the 1940s, just in case of, like, blasts and stuff from, you know. And I'm going to pretend that these kind of, like, lattice sort of details that we got on the windows now are the tape. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I couldn't really find anything that would look like tape, so I'm just going to use these windows instead and hope for the best. And I think we're going to be okay. We're going to be fine, don't you worry. But I think that would work out quite nicely, actually. Oh, how dare you get back in there, and you little shit, get here and go there like that. Yeah, I think we can work with that. You know, just a little bit of storyline, adds a little bit of difference to the front. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. So, we're moving into the interiors now, and I'm going to make a start on the living room itself. We're going to do one thing together before I go and grab some really nice pieces. We're going to put some curtains up together. Now, I do think the Orjanic curtains in the, like a floral, they loved their floral print. They loved a floral plint. Oh my god. They loved a floral print. I've said that twice now, and I've had to start again because I couldn't say it. Yeah, a floral print. They love a floral print. They really do. And I thought we could match that in quite nicely there. And then find the matching bars for it as well, obviously. And get them wrapped in the window like that. Yes, that's the chickadee boo. That really is. Okay, so I'm going to pull out a plethora of gorgeous things to make this look like a lovely 1940s living room, and we'll pop it around together. And so here we are with our 1940s living room, my darlings. The most important thing would have been the radio. And this in-game one actually fits the bill, so I'm going to use that along with this lovely side table here. I have sized the radio up though, just so it looks a little bit more like a wireless, you know. I'm also going to put a little lamp in this corner, along with this armchair. Around about there. We need at least 4 seats in here because of how many people are in this family, so it just makes sense to have 4 seats in this place. A coffee table that we're probably going to be putting around there with the all-important tea set on. Now, tea was rationed in the UK, but it almost turned into it was always a bit of a ceremony in the UK, tea, and it still is to this day. But it was a big thing for people, you know, probably like some of their favorite times of the day, like if they would get to have their cup of tea a day, you know. And I would have definitely thought it would have been loose tea at that point as well, not tea bags. We're going to be putting this little sofa around here like this, just making sure that that door can open there. I'm sure it can. I'm using these lovely cushions from Felixander. I just think they really fit the bill. Frills and all sorts. These sofas here from Pierre Sim, by the way. I will leave everything that I'm using today linked down below. I'm also going to be flopping this one. I'm going to put this one around here, actually, because I do want to squeeze that table with a lampshade on it like that. I would have loved a bit more of a floral lampshade with some fringes. I should have looked for something like that, really, but they're fine. They fit the bill. It's absolutely fine. Little cushion on that sofa there as well, or chair, sorry. A writing desk that I'm going to be flopping over into this corner here, and then getting in a bookcase just next to it here like that. So that kind of fits in there kind of perfectly. Very nice. I do like the way that this room looks, actually, I must admit. Let's get some pictures up on the walls. So we're going for some floral pictures up everywhere. We're going to do some there, one there, one there. We're going to have some plates hanging off the wall. That was a thing that I looked at in a lot of reference images. A little bit of friendly art up on the wall as well, just for a bit pop of colour. And an all-important clock on top of the fireplace as well. But yeah, that fits in with the vibe really nicely. I'm very happy with how that looks. I'm a little bit apprehensive about this not being usable, so I might just scoot this in just a little bit further. I'm sure it'll be okay. But just to be on the safe side, there we go. We're safe, you know. But that is our 1940s living room. And I'm kind of happy with how that looks, to be honest with you. The colours and everything, it fits the vibe for me. It really does. So now, let's move on to the 1940s dining room. And so here we go with the 1940s dining room. First up, let's slap a couple of hutches or china cabinets either side of the fireplace, like so. Beautiful job. Also changed the colour of the walls as well. I got inspired by a picture that I saw of like pink walls in the dining room. I was like, do you know what? Break me off a slice of that, because that is indeed what we're doing today. A couple of candles up on the fireplace here. A mirror. This is a very similar mirror to what I saw. It's kind of like this kind of shape. It had this kind of geometric pattern around it. So I thought, there we go. That mirror is from Felixander, by the way. A dining table, of course, with a tablecloth. I've noticed that there was a lot of tablecloths on the dining room tables, so we are flopping it in. And we're going to do a full-size dining space as well, just so we've got enough room for the whole family to be able to sit and eat. Stunning bit of work. We're going to do a little bookcase, which may render this side unusable. Maybe not. They might be able to get around this way and use that one, and the same with this way, but they definitely won't be able to walk past here. But that's just realistic, you know. In real houses, a lot of furniture can be that close. You just push it in and meander around it. We're working with The Sims, but for today, we're doing nostalgia. We're trying to make it as realistic as possible through the 1940s time. A little cabinet over there as well. And then I think just to finish it off, I put some pictures around everywhere. Some floral pictures. Florals were everywhere. They really were. They were on a lot of the wallpapers as well. But I decided to go for this kind of picture rail wallpaper. Can't remember the creator of this. Bramble Finches. This is from a creator. No, I don't know, but I will have a link down below. I just thought it was perfect. I really did. And I think just to actually finish off this space, I'm going to do another one here. And the nice thing with this painting is it comes in so many. You can just pop them up and they're all different, you know. But there we go. A 1940s dining room. Very nice indeed. I'm into it. So here we are. I'm going to do this little toilet off of camera because I'm not going to really do much. I'm going to change the toilet, I think, and just put a little bit more of a different toilet in here. I've already put different wallpapers on. The sink can stay the same. Maybe I'll get a new mirror. But we're going to do this kitchen. I'm going to keep these here, but I think I'm going to colour them a different colour. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. And we are going to do a little bit more of a kitchen because I've seen with 1940s kitchens, they started to have a little bit more of a counter space with cupboards and stuff. So I definitely want to do that in this kitchen. I've just got to find the right one and then we can make this look glorious. And so here we are with the 1940s kitchen. I ended up changing the tiles as well, just subtly. The other ones just weren't working in my favour in here. And I've also gone for a stove like this because I've seen some in some pictures and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that. We're going to use this green for some reason. There were a lot of green kitchens, whether or not that was the fashion of the time. I have no idea. So good job we picked a green wall and green flooring because we're having a green kitchen as well, you know. I'm going to do two little pieces like that. And then what we're going to do is, I think what we did was put a counter space there. We went for a new sink, the same creator as the other sink, but it's just got a bigger draining board on this one here. For a 1940s style kitchen, you know. Let's get rid of you. I'm going to pop you up here, actually. Just some fresh veg. In fact, I'm going to put you on the draining board so it looks like they're kind of getting washed, you know. Stunning. How many times am I going to say, you know? You know? A new fridge as well. Saw some new fridges. This one here was the most similar one that I could really find to the one that I wanted. But it still fits in with the vibe in here, and I'm kind of for that. I am indeed. So this is where kitchen cupboards, I've noticed, have started to come into fruition. So we are going to flop a few around, my darlings. I'm going to put in the corner piece. I think I had it to about that height. Yes, I did. You to there, like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put the big boy there. And then these all the way down to around about there, I think. I might actually finish off the end piece here. Don't mind if it cuts into the fridge a little. That's fine. Oh, actually, that's perfect. Look. Oh, how stunning. And then a little corner piece over on that moment there. Look how high these are. That's why it was fitting in there, Aiden, because you had it up way too high, didn't you? Yes. Is that going to look silly now? If I moved this fridge right to the end, we can just pretend that that there's fine. That they're kind of resting on top of the fridge then. Shh. Shush. Yes, that's perfect. Some pots and pans. I'm going to hang them up just above the cooking station there like that. Marvellous bit of work, that. Yeah, that's going to work out lovely. A little drainage board as well. Lots of, like, I don't know, innovative things I noticed in the kitchens in the 1940s. What I was looking through anyway. And I think something like this would work really nicely. I'm going to flop you to there. What else do we have? Oh, a kettle for the cooker itself. So I'm going to put a little teapot kettle on top of it. Tea is very important. We've already discussed that, haven't we? And then a little dining area here with a bin. Where did I put that bin? There it is. A little bin over in the corner there. That can go there. Just some kind of decoration in the kitchen itself. I'm going to flop you above there. And I'm also going to bring this in for some storage. Maybe they've like got coal or something in here as well. You know, that coal would have been a very big heating source in the 1940s. So maybe just somewhere where they can come and scoop a few out for the fireplace and whatnot. And just some places to hang out things and dry it out in the kitchen as well. And what else did I have? Oh, I had 3 little pictures just to slap all the way down on this side of the kitchen itself. I think it's going to work rather spiffingly, actually. Yes, that's it. That's our 1940s kitchen, and I'm happy with it. I really like this, the style of this. I can really feel the 1940s popping through. Anyway, we are going upstairs now to the final 2 rooms. I'm going to grab everything out for both of these rooms, actually. And we are going to furnish these together. So if you remember, there's like 2 teenage boys living in this one. So we're going to do two kind of single beds. And then in this one here, it's obviously the parents' bedroom. So I also kept a few things around. You've probably noticed it, but I think I've already said this. Bookshelf and wardrobe and stuff. I'm going to try and utilize these again, you know. Let's see what happens. Anyway, enough waffling on. Need to sort this tree out here. Let's get these last 2 rooms furnished. And here is one main bedroom coming right up to you live on the DevonBumpkin channel on youtube.com. I'm going to do a little chest of drawers here. Right there. I'm going to pop them there. I'm going to do some candles as well. I've started to put more candles around the house as well, just in case they have power cuts and stuff. So I've started to stick them in most of the rooms, actually. I might even put one in here. Yeah, I'm going to do it right above there, right next to the coal. Just, you know, just to be extra fire safe. It just makes sense, doesn't it, being in the 1940s? So I'm going to use this bed frame. We're going to flop you to around about there. This bedding, which I love, the green striped bedding. This is from Harry's. I can't remember what collection this was. Oh, this is from the Klean collection. I just think it suits the vibe in here really nicely. 2 little side tables here. I'm going to do one on that side and one on the other side. I know. How shocking. How shocking. I'm going to do an armchair so they can watch creepily while people are sleeping. I'm going to pop you right next to the fire there. In fact, I'm going to tilt you that way just in case you want to have a little read or something before bed and whatnot. Very nice indeed. We're going to put this wonderful mirror above this fireplace. Can you come in here, please? I'm going to flop you to round about there, and then a couple of pictures either side. In fact, I think I'm going to do 2 of these pictures on this wall here as well. Just above the bed. One there and one there. Is that the same height? Yes, I do believe it is. Don't know what ones we're going to pick here. We're going to go for that one and that one there. I think I've got that one downstairs though. So let's go for that one there instead. Oh, marvellous. Just to bring a bit of decoration into the room. We're going to do a little rug. I'm going to flop that rug to around about there in that pinky tone. I think it works. With this dresser. I haven't used this dresser yet properly. It's very nicely done. It really is. I forget what collection this is from. I forget what kit pack, sorry, it's from. It's from one of the kit packs. And I think it's very nice, especially teamed with this chair. Very 1940s kind of, almost going into the mid-century kind of vibe. And that's what happened in the 1940s. End of the 1940s. They started to swing over to that mid-century vibe, didn't they? Going to use that original chair that we had here before. This came from the 1920s house, actually. I got rid of the wardrobe that we had and I've put it in here, and we're going to use 2 new wardrobes in here instead. So I'm going to do this one here. Can we get you to the wall? Where's the wall? There it is. And then I'm going to put this one here just by the side of it like that, which in turn, yes, it kind of dead spaces that area over there, but I'm fine with that. As long as it's in that shape over there, I think it kind of works. Still going to use that same lamp as well. It is cutting into that a little bit though. We don't want that. Just to bring a bit of lightness over to the dressing area. And that is it. That is our 1940s bedroom. And I think that really works. Something about this room. It feels very 1940s to me. And I'm very much vibing with it. Yes, I am indeed. So, the final part. We're coming on to the teen bedroom now. So, as I said, I want 2 beds in here. They're probably not going to have much stuff in here, I would imagine, because they are away at war and stuff. So, maybe just things that kind of look like they've maybe had since they were a kid or whatnot. I'd probably want that in this room as well. So, that's what we're going to do. And with the bathroom itself, I'm not going to change a thing in here, apart from, again, like we did downstairs, the sink and the toilet. So, I'll do that while I'm getting all of this sorted too. And so here we are with the final room. What we're going to be doing, 2 single beds, loves. I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to flop this in as far as I possibly can around about there, so it's not cutting into anything. Gorgeous. And the same with this. Let's get you into around about there. Then we're going to be doing 2 side tables, if I can find where they are. Where are you? There you are. I'm going to do one over on this side here. And I'm going to do the other one, when you guessed it, darlings, over on that side there, like that. I'm also going to be utilizing that same wardrobe. I'm going to be tucking it into there. And a desk. I'm going to put the desk into this area here. For when they were doing homework, I would imagine other bits of work. Obviously, they're away at war right now. So they could even come back married, you know, or sadly, a lot of them didn't come back at all, did they? So that's the sad thing to think about, isn't it? This unit as well, that was already here too. And I put a little train set with, or a little model of a train and some books on top of it too. I've also moved the bookcase and put it out into this hallway here. It doesn't really go out here, but that's the only space I could put it in the whole house without getting rid of the thing altogether. And I didn't really want to get rid of it altogether. And then lastly, just a toy box. That's all I did. I even tried some pictures and stuff up on the wall, but it just didn't make sense in this room for some reason. So I've left it completely free. So the old toy box, and that is very simply a shared teenage bedroom for 2 teenage boys. So that is what's going on, my loves. That's it. We are complete with the whole renovation of the 1940s house, the third house of our decade challenge, including this lovely little Anderson shelter down here too. So this is where I'm going to leave it now, my darlings. I will be back. We'll probably get on with this next week because we're going to be coming back with the 1960s to 70s kind of build. We're going to be getting on with that. Yes, we will. And I'm going to leave you now with a little video tour. Have the most marvellous weekends. I'll be back on Tuesday. Leave me some lovely comments down below. Goodbye.
Thank you.